Today I'm going to show you some fun new features in Google Docs and Google Slides. Um, Basically, they've added a lot of stuff in the insert menu, one of which is emoji. So if I go to insert emoji, then I can select one or search. For example, maybe I want to add an icon to my instructions. I can also add an emoji a lot faster by typing a colon and then starting to type what I'm looking for, and then select the icon. Another thing you can insert is a drop down. So if I go to insert drop down, you can see that there's two already made for you. Um, there's this one that has kind of like a project status, so you can mark something as not started, in progress, or complete. Maybe if you're collaborating with a group, or looking at student work. What it looks like is if I select it, is I get this drop down, and then I could select whatever I want. You can also click and drag to select it and then copy and paste it wherever I need. So maybe I have a list and I want to paste it as many times as I want. That way I can mark the different projects within my list. You can also create your own drop down by going to insert and then drop down, and then select new drop down, and you can customize the colors. You can change the title. So maybe this one will be a self evaluation for students, and I could write down a few standards that we're working on and then add this drop down. So maybe I can say I don't understand yet. So maybe I could create one like that and then save. And then anytime I want to add another one, I can go in here and insert drop down. And then there's my drop down that I created. Another thing you can add is there's this insert smart chip feature. And so there's a lot of cool things here. You can insert mostly like a link to a file or a calendar event that you have in your Google account. So let's say I go to insert file, and then it starts loading things that I've been working on recently. So maybe I'll select this, and then I can see there that there's a link to that file, and I can click on the hyperlink. So it makes things really easy to add. Another cool one I saw in there was the stopwatch. So maybe in your notes or something, you want to add a stopwatch, or maybe you have some kind of a template for students and you want them to time themselves reading for 1 minute and see how far they get. Maybe they're self-evaluating that way. So lots of fun tools in there. In Slides, one of the new tools that you can use if you go into present mode, if you go to the three dots, there is now an annotation tool. You can turn on the pen. As you can see on the bottom, it's a bit limited. If I click on the colors, there's just 4 colors, and there's an eraser. So I could erase everything on one slide if I want to. As I progress through my slides, if I need to, I can underline, I can draw, and then if I need to erase, I can. If I go, let's say, to the next page, if I return, it'll still be there. And the last tool I wanted to show you guys, which I think is really helpful for really little kids, is an image placeholder. So if you're making some slides that are a template that you want to share with your students, and in Google Classroom, make a copy for each one. Maybe they're adding text and pictures. I can go into View and then Theme Builder to edit one of the layouts. And so basically you can pick any one of them and then just kind of move the boxes around however you like. So maybe I'll move that to the side. Maybe I don't need this one. And then let's say I want to add an image placeholder right here. So the way I do that is I go to this little image icon, the drop down, and then go to image placeholder, and you get to choose what shape you want. So maybe I'll click this oval shape, and then you click and drag to form the shape. And you could add as many as these placeholders as you want, but maybe I wanted my students to just add one image, and then here tell me what their favorite animal is, for example. So once I exit this, I could go and share this in Google Classroom. And then when students come to it, they click on that icon and then they can easily search the web. So maybe I'm going to say that my favorite animal is a cat. And once they're ready to add it, whichever one they want, they can just double click on the image, or if they click once, they'll see this replace, and then it'll fill the shape that you put in there. I hope you enjoyed these fun Google updates.